is bad. And what can you do before you cheat? You know, cheating very bad. Dill Milkman 69 says, why? Why is cheating bad? Mr. Pirate Brain says, Karen, if you love someone and the sex sucks, you pull out the chalkboard and start teaching your partner how to fuck you. If they don't want to address it, you break up. Okay, that's one option. That's definitely an option. What does everybody else think? Let's see. Oh, I mean, people are saying cheating is bad. I don't cheat anymore. I'm a good man. Don't get yourself even close to a cheating situation. Karen, shoot. Karen, if you are a committed relationship, would you have other partners? So I am in a committed relationship. I am in a 9.5-year relationship. And I think that hi there, everyone. I think it is really, really important to constantly reevaluate your sex life, to constantly think about, is this working for both of you? Are you both happy? Because, it's a long time that I've been in the same relationship, and it works. But if it started getting to the point where I felt the need to go out and explore other people, I think the first thing I would do is talk to my partner. I think that's the only right thing to do. At least give your partner the respect and decency to talk to them. And it's really hard to say that, because your partner might think, oh, poor me. Why? What did I do? What am I not good enough? Or you're hurting my feelings. And yes, the partner is going to get hurt. But what's worse, if you cheat on someone and they find out, or if you talk about it first? I mean, to me, it's worth a conversation at least before you go out and do something, because there's so many temptations out there. I mean, what stops you from stealing in a store? What stops you? I mean, I know you really want to do it. It's exciting to think I can pull something off a shelf, put it in my pocket, and I can cheat and steal. But why don't you steal? What's inside you that's telling you not to do these things? Let's see. I'm curious as to what everybody. Bobby Love, you're the one I was referring to. I think is Bobby. Bobby, are you the one who's had sex with your fiance once a year for 10 years? If that's the case, this video is for you. Now, May is saying, I think monogamy is becoming an obsolete concept. And I think that's another issue. Is it becoming obsolete? Are we monogamous because of the society tells us to be monogamous? Or are we monogamous because we want to be monogamous? What are the reasons? Oh, right. So that wasn't Bobby Love. It was another Bobby. But his fiance, this particular Bobby, his fiance, or maybe it was Robbie, sorry about this, but his fiance was buying him porn so that she didn't have sex with him. She said, just please yourself, masturbate with porn, and that should be enough for you. And I think that kind of sucks. I really do. I think it's very I don't know. It just feels bad to me to have to do that. David saying, I think monogamy is unrealistic for some people, and I happen to be one of them. And know yourself. I guess that's another thing. Know if you're capable of being monogamous. Know if you're capable of being monogamous. Are you capable? Are you wanting to be monogamous? Did you enter in a relationship with one person thinking, we're going to be monogamous, and the other person thinking, maybe not? She should buy him virtual reality porn goggles too. So Green Mile said, I don't think monogamy is boring. People want to be able to trust deep down. So go on, Green Mile. What can you do then? Bryson, your character is not built on what you do when it's easy. It's built on what you do in difficult times. Wow. Very, very deep, Mr. Pirate Brain. Packing Not Lacking, you need to stop playing and let I'm not even going to say that, drop his dick. Okay, come on, Packing Lacking. Can we speak in respectful terms and not all this tight, wet, white pussy shit? Hey, you don't hear me. Turn up your volume. Does everybody else hear me? Let me know if you guys hear me. Bobby Love saying, all she needs to do is let him watch you, baby. I don't know. Okay, the milkman on Instagram called Mr. Pirate Brain Mr. Philosophy Brain. You love that, right? Okay. Hast ihn Hund. I don't know what that means. Bryson is saying, of course, Mr. Pirate Brain, I'm talking about those who are easily offended. I would want to know if I wasn't pleasing her and vice versa. So I think that takes a lot of courage to say that, Bryson. It really does. I think a lot of people are afraid of what the response is going to be, so they just go out and cheat. I know people who have cheated on their wives with their best friends. I know people that are doing the cheating. Thank you, Eric. Let's see. I think Mr. Pirate Brain says, I think Bobby should fuck her girlfriend the rest of the year. I don't know. Do you really think that, Mr. Pirate Brain? You're joking around. It's just, I want to see you in a red dress. Okay. Man, some people are very ADD here on Instagram. Okay. So there are like several options that you can have, but to me, the most important thing to do is to communicate. And if it really hurts the person, then maybe think about what you can do to make that sex better. I mean, if you both want to be monogamous and just sex is kind of boring for one person and is acceptable for another, I mean, unfortunately, I've heard a lot of sexologists say things like, if you want to have a sexless relationship, get married, So, unfortunately, that's what's going on. I agree. Some people should have to show some respect. Okay. Here's what Green Mile said. People cheat when they want to feel accepted and needed. Unfortunately, people can't articulate those feelings into a way that their partners can understand. So maybe that's the first thing, is they want to feel accepted and needed, and they're not feeling that from their partner. But maybe they are feeling that in other ways except for in the bedroom. Let's see. Using water toys, that would help things. Okay. Well, so my suggestion would be, the first thing is to talk to your partner, even if it's scary, even if you have to risk the partner saying goodbye. Just give me a good hand job and I'll be happy. You think that, this is from King Dak, you think that a good hand job will keep you happy, but I dare say that if you found another woman attractive, that hand job wouldn't do it for you. What does everybody else think on YouTube? I know that you guys probably have some extreme feelings about this. So what do you do after you have that conversation too? What do you do after you say to that person that you've been with for 6-10 years that it's not working, that your sex life is boring, and that it's just okay or just fine? When someone tells me their sex life is fine, I would want more. I would want more than just fine. I would be like, okay, what can we do to make it exciting and new, even if it's the same person? Emmett, can I teach you? Well, I'm about to. Let's see. There are no sexless marriages when I'm around. You know what I mean, and I think you do, naughty rapscallion you. Oh my goodness. Can you pretend you are porking Nina Hartley? You could pretend anything you want, but you're not really going to. Oh my God. Mr. Pirate Brain, I'm joking halfway, but I think she is screwing around on him because sex isn't the problem, because she breaks him of some once a year. I think he needs to leave her. 10 years is too long. Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, it sounds like there's something there keeping him to that woman. If they've been engaged for 10 years, but why is it that he hasn't pulled the trigger and said, let's get married? It's probably because of the sex issue, I'm guessing. Learn Tantra lovemaking. It's a possibility. Hi, Chris. I think it's healthy to talk about what both partners are wanting and what they desire. That's what it is. We're taught, especially women are taught, let's not even bring it up. Let's just do it and not talk dirty, not express our needs, not express the need to have your partner go down on you. A lot of guys don't go down on their woman. I mean, come on. I mean, it can't be that great for a woman then if it's more of an obligation, right? That's what it is. It could be an obligation. Here's Green Mile. Sex to me becomes boring when a person is only concerned about their satisfaction. Exactly. Just my humble opinion, but if both partners are seeking to give pleasure to their partner, how can that be boring? So the key is, are both partners trying to maximize that other person's satisfaction? You know, again, I'm not blaming it on the cheater as much, because the other person is not fulfilling their obligation to open up and communicate and say, this isn't working for me. You know, is something wrong? And hopefully your partner will say, yes, something's wrong, and not just say, no, everything's right, and go fuck some other girl, because that happens. It's a lot of people think it's just easier to cheat, and I've had people I know that have been the cheater say, oh, well, you know, he's telling me stuff that he can never tell anybody else. But really, I mean, the reason he can't tell his partner is the answer to that is not to go cheat. It's to figure out, why can't you tell your partner? Tell your partner. Yeah, you may get yelled at. You may get the person angry with you. You may get that person to be resentful of you. But okay, it's better than being betrayed and lied to. Right? We want to be able to trust our partner. All right, what do we got going on here on YouTube? Let's see. A lot of shows on TV will promote cheating or having an affair as entertainment, but what it does is influence the mass to think cheating is justified. Good call there, May. I remember seeing the show The Affair and thinking the exact same thing. Okay. It only lasts 14 hours. All right, Paul, you can hear me. Good. Hurt Locker, then go to a costume of her choosing and do it. I think I'm missing half of this conversation. When your wife turns 40, just trade her in for 2 20-year-olds. Eric, I could say the same thing. Would you like it if I said that? When your boyfriend or husband turns 40, turn him in for 2 20-year-olds. You wouldn't think that, right? That doesn't sound right. I know it's funny, maybe, but it's just not cool. It's not cool. And Tantra emphasizes mutuality, exercise, so that's cool. So maybe everyone that is thinking about cheating should get a book out on Tantra or take a class together. That's another thing that I think there's so many available things to do. There's definitely classes out there that can enhance your sexuality. You could try doing things like going to like a dungeon together or going to hedonism. My friend sponsors trips to hedonism all the time. Her name is Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce. Dr. Nan, if you're watching this, I'm mentioning you and your trips to hedonism as a way to spice up and keep that relationship alive. A lot of people don't realize that the relationship's getting stale until it's stale. And like I said, I think monogamy for anyone is just it's not in human nature to be that way. So we have to really work at it. I'm talking from lingerie. You know, after a while, I used to have this, when I was married, I used to have this old ratty t-shirt that I used to sleep in. It said, I can be very friendly. And it was just old and ratty, and I put it on like every time I was sick or something. And you know what? That's not sexy. You want to make sure that you just, not every night, you don't need to sleep with lingerie, but bring it out sometimes. Bring out the lingerie. Even if you're wearing it under your clothes to make yourself feel sexy, bring out the lingerie. Bring out the lingerie. Mr. Piratebrain, I would tell her I will take care of my sexual needs somewhere else. Well, that's a threat, I guess, but it's actually probably the truth. May, people are too cowardice to talk to each other. They'd rather ghost you than just say, I don't want to go out with you. That is true as well. And that's kind of sad too. Man up, grab your testicles and say, this is not working for me. This is what I need. I need blah, 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 blah. And if you can't fulfill it, why don't we talk about opening up our relationship so I can get that fulfilled? And it's not a threat. It's not a threat at all. It's just saying, you know, you're not interested in having sex with me. It makes me feel bad. It just makes me feel unwanted. It makes me feel unsexy. I need this side of me fulfilled. What can we do to make it better? And if you're not willing to change anything, maybe we do need to open up our relationship. And if you're not comfortable with that, maybe our relationship needs to go separate ways. May, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that have done that to me. Let's see. You get very beautiful. Okay. My goodness. I'm sorry. I just skipped ahead of everybody here. Let's see. Hurt Locker. Sex to me is a way of showing my attraction to the girl that has accepted me. And for that, I will focus on her satisfaction. Cool. It's a mutuality, you're saying. Zukulu. You get more beautiful every day, Karen. Thank you. Let's see. Hurt Locker. May, you wouldn't believe the amount of people that have done that to me. Ghosts are the order of the day. And ghosting, I think, it's always been around. Like, even before that, texting and, cell phones and everything else, it would just be like, when you just had home lines, that you just wouldn't answer the phone. And you just kind of like, you just don't explain to the person what happened. That is another part before you even get to the part of you're in a relationship. I know a lot of my friends, they will go out with a guy, they didn't like him, so they just would just not answer his calls. I mean, after a while, the guy got the hint, but it's just be respectful of the other person and just say, this is not working for me. It just, nothing personal, just not in it, not into it. Where can I get a cougar like you? Zoe, there's a lot of women out there like me. You just have to just put yourself out there and go after it. If you don't play the game, you won't find anybody. So just go out and meet people. Mr. Piratebrain, May, Eric broke up with you. Are you available for a rebound? I will be an attentive lover. It's very cute. And he'll be giving you oral sex, May. Okay, good. Chris, what if the husband enjoys the wife going out and having a man friend? Okay, that's an idea, Chris. So let's just say, and this is interestingly enough, a lot of people are doing this these days. It would never happen maybe, openly years ago. I'm sure it did happen. But maybe if one of the two partners is just like, I'm not that into sex, but I'm happy if you are, and I want to watch you maybe, or I want to hear about you. There's so many different, types of relationships. I just feel like, especially in the United States, I can't speak for overseas, and I would like to hear about people from overseas. It's like you do it, there's so much societal pressures that, get married, have kids, and no one explains to you, what does that mean? Get married, have kids, be in a monogamous relationship for the next 60 years. What does that mean? How does that work? What happens if it's not working for you? Or what happens if you can tell it's not working for your partner? Who teaches you to talk to each other? These are all like really important questions that have to be answered. Hurt Locker saying Mr. Piratebrain making moves like a chess player and he knows what to do. What if let's see. Okay. I love you too, Eli Hamajun. Hi. If you guys, by the way, if you guys are liking this conversation and you want to see more of me and you want me to be able to continue to do these live streams, do you know what to do? Go to my Patreon page and sign up for as little as $1 a month. Patreon.com. Obviously, I would like it for more than $1 a month. /Karen Lee. I mean, you got to figure, if you went to a guidance counselor or a therapist or a life coach or anybody else, you pay a lot more than $1 or $5 or $10 or $25 for that session. You're getting it every day here for free. Man up, woman up, go to my Patreon page and sign up. Very bold move on my part to just express my needs, right? Hedonism is expensive to go to. Exactly. So just figure out ways to do it in your local backyard, right there, Paul. Glad to see you here, Paul. Cheating isn't only having sex outside a relationship, Ruben. What do you mean? Are you saying cheating can be something like kissing? Are you saying it could be sharing intimate secrets? I didn't realize, by the way, during my marriage that I was actually cheating because I had a friend who was gay in a different state, and I was on the internet with him talking about intimate stuff, and my husband said, I feel like that's cheating because you're more intimate with him, and I don't know him, and we had to have a conversation about that and how important it was for him to have me and I stopped talking to him, or vice versa. So I could tell you guys about that at a different date, but that was, to me, it's considered cheating. What do you guys think cheating means? Does it mean flirting? Does it mean touching? Does it mean kissing? Does it mean fucking? Does it mean oral sex? Are there degrees of cheating? Is it monogamish? They don't have the emotional maturity, Karen, to express their feelings to the other person. It's hard. It's not even necessarily emotional maturity. It also could be just the fear that you're going to hurt the other person, and nobody wants to hurt anybody. But in the long run, is cheating better than being honest? Hurt Locker wants to know if, Mr. Pirate Brain, are you joking or are you really flirting with May? And is it working? Hi, Ray. Let's see. Bryson, I don't want kids or marriage right now, but eventually, yes. S. Paul, hello, how are you? The beauty is slowly killing me, honestly. Thank you there, S. Paul. Ms. Potter is Mr. Potter laying down the law. Oh, yeah, Mr. Potter laid down the law about it to me, and, I'm glad he did, to be honest with you. I'm glad he did. I think it was important for our relationship that he express himself. There are friends you can have when you're single. Certain friends you will have to let go if you want a healthy relationship. Exactly. Sometimes being friends with someone hurts the other person so much that they can't have a relationship with the primary person. Sometimes people can, some people, there's so many variables, and it can change during the relationship. Like, you may say nobody can have a relationship with a person at the beginning, and then as you get more settled into the relationship, you might say, hey, you can be friends with this person, I don't really care. You could have sex with this person, I don't really care. There's just as long as you're honest. That's the parting words here. Thank you, James. He said, I love how you give good advice. Thank you so much. I'm just speaking from my heart and from what I've learned over the years and personal experiences, and also I do a lot of research, and I watch a lot of YouTube videos with experts like Esther Perel, who's a sexologist, who is a psychologist, who talks a lot about the same issues. Ray, sometimes we are cheating and not noticing it. We don't know what boundaries cheating are. Exactly. Have you really thought? Thank you so much for all the hearts on Instagram, by the way, and for liking this video. You guys, it's coming to the end. I just realized what time it is. So make sure that you like this video. It's very important to me that this video gets spread throughout the world, and it can only do that with those little likes. Share them with your friends. Don't be so selfish, Don't keep me as a secret. Let people know what's out there. May, are you not getting a fam? Oh, and may I see your Twitter page? You look awesome. Oh, okay then. We're having little side convos here, are we? Okay. What's going on here? I'm ignoring my Instagram people. Sorry. Yes, it's true. In a 10-year sex life became boring. So start something new. Bring something new in your personal life. Now, here's an interesting thing I'm going to share with you. The people that I know that are two women in particular, their husbands cheated on them when they went to therapy and they worked it out and they talked it out, and the husband stopped seeing these outside people. Their sex life got really, really exciting because, you're bringing like all that hot and passionate clandestine sex into this your monogamous relationship, and the other party had to say, well, I can be just as sexy as the person that you had that affair with. And so it's not always the person that goes out and has the affair that's at fault. It's the two-way street. You haven't had sex yet, but getting such ideas will bring something new and excitement into your life. Sorry I'm late, dear. What's the discussion? Buddy, the discussion was on monogamy and cheating and what you should do if you want to cheat. Can't trade them in and lose half the money you made. The milkman. So there's also that aspect. There's all kinds of reasons. Will I marry you? No, I'm not into getting married, but thank you anyway. One-on-one with a lot of experiments and fun. Trust is everything. This is Green Mile. People are hesitant to openly talk about sex. People let other people think about sex influence their ideas. Sex is a natural part of humanity, so why are we afraid to talk about it? There you go. Baby, I need to suck your toes. Thank you there, Andek. Okay. I'm just sorry. I'm just reading through these because I know we have no time left. Then the baby sleeps in the room for a year, so there goes the romance. What do I think about swinging? I think that if both couples want to swing, they should be honest and swing. If you ever had a crush on a fan, I have not had a crush on a fan. So that's a good question, though. I mean, I have a crush on all of you guys. I would have to ask Bill Clinton what cheating is. Yeah, there you go. Bill Clinton had a different idea about cheating than maybe other people did. I don't know. Marriage, it's just not something I want. Thanks for the compliment, May said. Let's see. Sometimes I feel that people cheat just to cheat. Maybe a lot of people will cheat just to get out of a relationship or marriage. That's what I'm saying. So say the marriage is just not good, or whatever, or the relationship's not good, and anytime that person thought about it, they got flack from the other person. If they wanted to talk about it, if they wanted to get help for it, if they wanted to, get rid of this, get out of a relationship that's bad. Sometimes people will cheat just to get the ball rolling. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's not a good way of doing it. I always believe you should figure something out first. Just try to at least try stuff first. All right. Gotta run. Bye, May. Love you guys. I love all of you guys. I love Karen Lee's crew that's on my YouTube stream and Instagram stream here. If you're watching this later, please don't forget to like the video. Comment below. I need to hear from all you guys, especially people that are watching this later. What do you think about cheating? And is it a bad thing? And what can you do before you cheat? And all the other questions that we've talked about in here. I love you guys. Hope that you join my Patreon page, Patreon. As you know, Patreon is the way that I can support myself here on YouTube and Instagram. And